For today's look back, you might be aware of the experimental instrumental Extravagant Machine, featuring a sub-contrabass tuning going not just 1/4 lower than a 5-string bass, but 2, throwing a C-sharp 0 and F-sharp 0 string into the mix. The current playthrough you can find actually features the second phase of the sub-contrabass legacy, having upgraded to the 37-inch scale-length Brice bass. But that video was actually uploaded to replace a slightly cringier older video that's now unlisted, one of the very first videos on this channel, where we began by using a normal scale 5-string bass for this tuning. By now, the tuning exists on the third phase 40-inch scale Quake bass, built specifically for it by Kalium, the same company providing us with the super thick strings we were already using. Although I decided against doing a full second redo of the song, I think it still might benefit us to grab at least maybe a portion from the past two incarnations, hearing their original solo DI even, and compare it to a third version, hearing each of the sub-contrabasses back to back to hear how or even if we've improved. It's a three-way shootout. This is Kevin from Said So Much. So what do y'all think now? Video quality aside, was one better than the other? If you don't have the money to drop on some of these longer scale basses, is sticking to standard scale viable enough after all? Actually, for being honest, I may have just gotten better at playing these super thick and physically heavy strings. Dare I say, it's different from a standard bass guitar entirely. Now there's actually kind of a sub-contrabass phase 4 at this point too, and a custom-built piano string stick with a whopping 59.5-inch scale length. But really, it became a new instrument category of its own, missing the cut to join in here. Maybe warranting its own experimental instrumental if you guys are up for a Volume 3 album or small EP. There's a song featuring the Kalium Quake you can check out in the Volume 2 album, along with several other instances of use the Brice bass got in the first volume you can find on various music services as well. I think any kind of Phase 5 is going to continue in the custom building route. So this is kind of a fitting conclusion to the traditional electric bass-shaped chapter, luckily being able to pull up stuff all the way back from the beginning. So lastly, be sure to give ideas for other videos to dig around in, for behind-the-scenes commentary, comment shoutouts, and of course these remixing kind of comparisons. For now though, enough said. For early video access, raw instrument tracks, and more exclusives, find our community on Patreon and consider adding your support.
Said too much.